that's our standard. Our team, we have a 4-person, myself, Curtis Stage, Paul McKenna, and David Jordan. And I think all of us is here except Paul. So thank you very much, guys. In our standard, I prepared 2 versions. One is the short, one is the long version, because I wasn't sure how much time I have today. But I decided to go to the short version. And for the long version, you go to the website, you read the evaluation. All right, so what's the standard 3C cover? The ACCJC asking for how technology needs as identified. How technology training is available to students and faculty and staff. Then what processes are used to distribute the technology resources and how priorities are determined. Then what we do well, how institutional access, the effectiveness of the technology. That means, we said we're doing well, but how do we know we're doing well, right? Then lastly, could be the area need to improve. For the first 3 slides, the first 3 items could be presented by Curtis, and after that, we'll take care of the rest. Yeah. It's hard.
This is hard?
Yeah, this is up and down, up here. It's not here. Yeah.
This is up and down? All right. Hello. Okay, so, okay, got that. Down, next. So unfortunately, we don't have any nice pictures in here. That would make things a lot better. We need to start including photos and less text. So we have how our needs are identified within technology. Obviously, the master plan is kind of what starts the whole thing. So for the technology master plan, you can see that we have a date range. We just updated our master plan recently, so we're not due for another update. But every year, even though the master plan is looked at as a whole, every year we do have to make sure that our master plan integrates within the strategic master plan of the college, and then also supports the ed plan and is consistent with facilities planning as well. So if changes get made during the year, even though we had done our technology master plan for 5 or 6 years, then we have to make updates. So for instance, this year at the retreat, we of course make changes to the technology master plan, to our goals and things. So we just have to make sure it's aligned and consistent. And then of course we also have to look at the district plan, because the district has things going on, and if we don't know about them, then we're going to be in trouble on our end. And Han is very good at making sure we're connected to the district. The other way is our annual program review. So when disciplines are putting in their requests or whatnot, any technology requests that go in will go in, of course, during program review. The third part of how our needs are identified is our technology committee on campus. And so the technology committee gets together and discusses relevant technology needs and how we can address them, and we bring those to college council. Usually if we need to, usually IT manager, Han in this case, also makes recommendations to college council too. But usually it goes through the technology committee. And then the last way, of course, is linking up with the technology committee with the district. And in fact, this semester we had and we want to try to do this every year, we had our district IT manager give us kind of an update of the district, so we know what's going on with the district at all times. How technology training is available to students, we always want to be better at this. We definitely have an amazing LRC where we're utilizing technology all the time, and Marie is in charge of that. Computer science and CAOT, and of course all of our labs on campus is how we're assisting students with technology, including the multimedia labs. The college library and internet research is another way we're helping students with technology, having them trained within that area. And then we do a lot of video tutoring. I don't know if you guys know about all the video tutoring we're doing. A lot of that's happening through the Title V grants. So we have our YouTube page And various areas like the Learning Center has video tutorials as well that Marie puts on, and some of the other Science Success Center have video tutorials as well. But we do have a Mission College YouTube channel. Not everybody knows about that. Then technology training for personnel. We, of course, can always have one-on-one training through IT. So if someone has a question about something, how to get into the faculty portal and use that, those kind of things, you can always make an appointment with IT and they can go over things. We want to try to, of course, have bigger group discussions and not just one-on-one, but so we kind of go for more to the group training. And that's, you know, how to use smart classrooms, faculty portal, upload their syllabi, things that we should all know at this point, but we need to make sure we are up on it. We do have the Microsoft IT Academy that over the last 5 or 6 years people have participated in, so it's an ongoing thing. And of course, if you want to be part of that Microsoft IT Academy, you would contact Han in IT and she can set you up with that. And then district personnel provides the workshops for any new applications, so if something comes online that counselors need to be trained on something, then the district, we can do training for that as well. And am I on the last one? Is that you back now? Oh, okay. Good.
That's okay, you set up. The next one is, no, actually this is yours too. I can say it too, but.
All right. Hey, she's the boss. All right, so what process do we use to distribute technology resources and how are priorities determined? So we've got these major ways, just do these quickly, these 3 ways that, that our priorities are determined. Obviously, program review is number 1. So technology requests go through program review, and then they have to go to the Budget and Planning Committee, and then, of course, to College Council. Then computer replacement strategies. In here, we've got you know, based on what computers, which labs, the usage of those, and our replacement percentage Han put there. But we've also, you told me that over the last 6 years, we've renewed 90% of our computers on the campus. So that's pretty good. So we're pretty current and up to date on most of our computers on this campus. And then how do those things how are they replaced? Through, of course, bond funding. Our biggest way we're replacing computers is through new buildings right now, through bond funding. So when the Media Arts building comes online, we'll have new labs there. So that's our biggest way that we're replacing things. And then other ways that we're replacing computers and equipment would be through the STEM grants and Title V and that kind of thing. And then, of course, CTE. So those are in teacher prep, which no longer is happening, but that was one of the Title Vs as well. Right? Now we got it? Han wants to add.
Yeah. I want to mention a little bit, I explained to you the second strategy. This strategy have been spelled out in the technology master plan, but they are true if and only if the budget is available to the IT. Yeah. So based on Denny, if you give me, you know, the budget, so I can replace everything for the campus. Okay. Yeah. So. But how do we do in the past few years? Like Curtis mentioned, you know, I have been utilized so much about the bond, the fund from the bond. So that's why we call the FF&E, furniture, fixture, and equipment. And also through the grant, I appreciate all the grant directors have been give to IT a lot of the money, the funded to replace the resources, like the STEM, Title V, CTE, and the TPP. That's correct, yeah, right, yeah, okay. Okay, so how do we do well? What do we do well during the past 6 years? Let me bring it up, everything, okay, yeah, you will see. This is the highlight project for the student access. We have the student portal, online ASO. I'm not going to read everything here, you can read that, but for the complete list of the description and the name and the year, and you can look at the report, online report. We have a couple table, 4 or 5 tables, complete list on the website. But the technology project for faculty and staff, I'm pretty sure faculty familiar with the online program review or the smart copy system. In the past year, we have been done so much, and also for the campus-wide access. Maybe you never see this, because you work on a desktop, the end user, but so many projects, like example, major campus cabling replacement. This is the big project from 2007, and the fiber connection to the East Campus. That means how do we connect from main campus to the East Campus? That was almost 1 year working on. And I understand that maybe most of you not realize how much hard work we have been doing this. And right now, in the last 2 years, we just finished fiber ring. You may be wondering, what does it mean fiber ring? So that means we just finished years ago the big dark fiber ring around all the building on the campus here. So in the future, if I believe the campus, any building can add on. So it's scalable. The way we design the network for the campus is scalable. Right. But how do we access to the technology to make sure this the effectiveness, right? So basically, we have the technology committee meeting on the campus. We meet this very often, once a month. And for this year, we target going to go over what the objective and the goal to make sure which one we have been accomplished or we have to add on the new objective. And every year for the in the college council retreats, we also that we all go over what the goal and the objective to make sure it's the integrate with the college strategic master plan. We also develop the service area outcome to the program review, and finally that the survey, the student, faculty, staff survey. That's the outcome here. In the last year, in the fall 2011, if you look at the survey question here, I'm so proud. Look like LA Mission College website is easy to navigate. 89%. That's very proud. And also, this is very good also. Computing facility meet my needs, 75%. So I think that's great. And internet, the wireless access everywhere, 74%. I'm really proud with what I'm done for the college. We, the IT department. And then this is the staff and faculty survey last year. If you look at this, question 28, the computer hardware and the software available at Mission College helped me to effectively perform the required duties, 85%, right? This is high, the last two, but the 29, 30, about the training, a little bit low, but we are not at the bottom, so we're okay. Right, what area needs improvement? I admit with you that I don't know, because I'm still perfect. The IT here is so perfect, we do the good job. But we have to improve, okay? But how do we improve? Like I mentioned earlier, I still see that the trending percentage is too low, so we will try, okay? We will try to improve the training for the campus user, and we will try the training for our own, for IT staff, and we identify the funding for ongoing operational support needs for the new and existing technology project, because right now we are vulnerable. We have so many technologies, so many buildings, and the staff is too short. We don't have enough staff. Our staff is thin, and also the funding for ongoing support, we don't have it. So that's one of the action improvement plan in the evaluation that the Vice President and AMGU were working on. Next. Okay, any question? If, before you move on, if you don't have any question, I may have a question for you. I want to ensure that you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, ready? Do you think technology planning on this campus integrate with the college strategic master plan? Yes or no? Thank you. You learned it. Okay, thank you.